Hello friends, this is Ganesh. Hope you're doing great. In this video, we are going to see about RAP, a Web RESTful Application Programming Model. So we have two things, RAP and CAP. So CAP is the Web Cloud Application Programming. So if you're good with the web, go and explore more in RAP. If you're good with Java JS, then go and explore more in CAP. So Cloud Application Programming Model. Today's video, we are going to see an end-to-end simple scenario where same one, like get the data from the database and display in the UI application with the help of RAP. So the output is in the form of Fiori elements. UI application with the help of Fiori elements is going to be displayed the value in a table format or in a different format. But today we're going to see in the table format. It's a very simple scenario. At least we should get the output. So once you get the output, you'll get some confidence on RAP, so how to handle the RAP and what are the steps to be followed. So in RAP, I can say few steps to be followed compared to the previous one. Like previously, if you want to develop anything, we can create just an object, or we create a CDS views, create a OData service on top of it, and provide a service to the UI developer. Then they are going to connect with the UI application. But here everything is going to be a step, but still we are going to write the CDS, still we are going to write some ABAP code, everything we're going to write here as well, but we are going to follow some steps as well. Okay, to do that, maybe I can say you can ignore SETW transaction. The services are created in Eclipse itself. So the entire development is happening in Eclipse with ADT tool. So let's get into the slides first. So this is the one of the slide in the last video. I just explained about the evaluation of the middle area, the development part, like from ABAP, OABAP, ABAP and HANA, BOPF, and it's the BOPF is currently replaced with RAP or CAP. So RAP, we have CDS and OData. CDS and OData is also available in BOPF, but that is a framework. So now the BOPF is replacing in RAP is nothing but behavior definition and behavior implementation. So behavior implementation is nothing but EML is nothing but entity manipulation language, where there is a place we can write our ABAP code. So the combination of CDS, OData, ABAP is nothing but RAP. But here, the place where we are going to write and the steps to be followed is little new things. Other than that, everything is the old one, whatever you have good enough with like CDS, OData, and ABAP. The same thing we are going to make it happen in RAP as well. So today we're going to have very simple scenario, get the data from a database table and how we are making it ready for a UI application. So that is the idea of today's session. Okay, so there is no complex. Going forward, we'll learn the terminologies, methodologies, everything one by one. So these are the steps to be followed if you want to generate an UI application with the help of Fiori element using a RAP model. The first one is you need an interface and consumption view of CDS. Okay, so you need a CDS, that is a very base. Okay. On top of it, we are going to create a metadata extension. Then we are going to create two things, behavior definition and behavior implementation. Okay. So once this is done, and here you're going to have service definition and service binding. So once you follow these steps, so you are good to go and your data is ready to display in the UI application with the help of Fiori elements. Okay. So a little more, little detailed one, or at least the brief about each topic. So interface and consumption. Interface CDS views nothing but a core business logic. So whatever is required for the business, it may be inner join, outer join, whatever it is, just those are available in the view called interface. So you have to design properly before writing the code in RAP. And consumption is nothing but the end view which consumed by the OData service or the UI applications. Okay, so that is the consumption view. Normally, which has we are rich model data over there, like adding semantics, syntax, and you have to add some other values over there. It's basically to display the value. It's a final view in your entire development, sort of the consumption. So you need two different CDS views for this process. And then metadata extension. So we are going to play around as an ABAP. We are going to play around with annotations in this place only, metadata extension, MDE. So here you have to design your UI application. So which field you want to be in the searchable way, which field you want in the table format, which field you want with the sorting option. So those informations are going to happen in a separate file. I can say is nothing but metadata extension. So it's nothing but extends the CDS view with CDS annotations, and this is not specified in the detailed source code. You can, it's not, this is not like you can, it's not possible, it's possible, but if you have the metadata extension as a separate file, it can be reused in some other place as well. So the advisable is don't keep your metadata extension in your detailed source file, means in a CDS view itself, create a separate file for that. And there is one mandatory annotation to be required for a metadata extension in your CDS entity, not here. In your CDS entity is nothing but metadata allow extension as true. Once it is there, then only you are able to make the metadata extension on top of your CDS view, and the application generates with Fiori elements. So based on this file, your Fiori elements is getting generated. So most of the work for ABAP, maybe I can say it's a new way of code is for ABAP is in the metadata extension file. Behavior definition. See, the place where you can define what actually you need. We are good enough with CURD operations like create, read, delete, update. So it's very basic. If you get a data, either of one we have to perform. So by default, you will get create, update, and delete operations with mapping fields. Okay. So these are some additional or bonus for us. We don't want to write a code for it. So whatever you designed, the system will take care of these three parts: create, update, and delete. Apart from that, you need some other actions to be performed in your data, probably a validation or maybe a display. So those informations I want to be added in my place, then you can go with added in the behavior definition, how your data is going to behave based on the UI application. So those informations are going to be added in a file, in a separate file called behavior definition. So this is one-to-one mapping. This we'll see later about one-to-one mapping. Behavior implementation is nothing but in a behavior definition, it automatically creates a class name. It starts with GRY, okay? And that class to be implemented. Once the class is ready, obviously you know it's ABAP. Okay, it's an ABAP layer. You can write whatever you want based on your business requirement. Okay, so that part is called EML, Entity Manipulation Language. So CUD is not available here because the default one. And apart from that, if you add a validation part or any other action to be added or any other field value to be restricted, those informations are to be manipulated or to be added in behavior implementation portion. Okay, so this is the end of the coding. So CDS is ready, and we can add an ABAP layer if it is required to add some additional business requirement. Then finally, you have to create a service. Okay, so here is nothing but a service definition. So you have to create a service definition for which CDS consumption view you want to create a service, the final view. And once it is done, you have to create the binding. Once the binding is ready, your URL service is ready, then you have an option to execute it and see how it reflects in the UI application. So simply in the browser. Okay, so these are the steps to be followed to make one RAP program. Okay, program or programming model, whatever it is. These are the steps to be followed. Okay, next. Yeah, that's it. Let's get into the system. So this is my system, and I have a package, and this is HANA Studio. I don't have Eclipse in my Redmi provider, so I'm going with HANA Studio. The steps are very similar in Eclipse as well. Okay, so first I need to create one interface view, and I need to create, on top of it, I'm going to use the consumption view. Okay, that is first two steps. So in my package, right click, you can specifically have some folders. You can rightly go there also. I just start from scratch. So here, go to other repository, data definition over here. Next, so CGI, PO, okay, PO details. Next, and this to be okay, 1 minute. Root entity. So root view entity is mandatory because once you go to the further steps, while it recognize it makes sure your base CDS views are created with root view entity. Okay, then only you are able to go to the further steps. So make sure you're selecting the define root view entity and click finish. So as we are on a view entity level, not a view, it's a view entity level. So whatever is required for the backend like SQL or data, what do you call data dictionary object, those are not required. SQL name, preserve key, so those are not required here. Okay, so define root view entity, then entity name as select from. So here it's going to be very simple one. So I'm not going to make any associations here or composition. So we need to take one video for composition as well. We'll make it soon. Okay, so now I need few fields here. So and a base type, and then okay. So three things. So this is my interface view. Okay, I would have changed the name as I. That's okay. Interface view is nothing but very this view has only logical informations. So whatever needed based in the business, I'm going to add it here and quite act over it. Okay, so now I'm going to create another one. Data definition. So I'll give specific name. So it's not mandatory, but the naming convention is start with I for interface, C for consumption. Okay, so C view. Consumption view. Next, transport. This is also a root view entity. So now I'm going to project the interface view over here. So I don't want anything of this. As projection on my interface view underscore. Okay, so here I'm going to have all the fields. Okay, so maybe I'm going to have few things here. End user text label, so it's nothing but PO number. And then this is type. Okay, I'm not adding anything here. So let's see how it takes in the UI level. Save it. And one more to be added is metadata extension. Metadata allow extension true. Okay, because the file is going to be different. So that's the reason I have to have metadata allow extension annotation is true. Active order. So interface view is ready, consumption view is ready. Now I need to create the metadata extension. So here right click, new object, metadata extension. Next, name CGI MD file, so MDPU. So metadata for view. Next, transport. Next, it's pretty simple template, and we have few options, but now currently I'm going with annotate view, and just give the view name. So what is a view name? This is on top of your consumption view. So my consumption view is CGIC is a consumption view, and metadata layer is a core layer. Currently, I'm going to use the first one. Okay. And what are the elements? I'm going to add all the elements. So now every element needs at least one annotation. Okay, so that is the mandatory for metadata extension. So the basic one is okay, I'll do one thing. UI. So we have a lot of annotations. We'll go one by one. I'm going to have multiple annotations. I'll use this option. Identification. Okay. So in that, what is the position for this? Maybe I can say position is 10. And what is the label? Label is sales order number. So okay, I'll show you the and the output. I'll explain one more thing. And I want to keep this area. We have to work more. Okay, we have to learn more. Also, I can say. So I'm going to keep the this particular field in the line item level. Okay. So line item position where it should be at same level, and one more. I want to have this in the search field as well. So I'm going to have selection field, and here position similar step. Okay, and then I'm going to have okay, this is one annotation for the first one Evelyn. So I'm going to have this for other two fields as well with some different names or relevant names. Now I want this to be in 20 and label as oops, sorry, PO number, PO type. Okay, I just verified. This is category, and this is going to be your PO type. Okay, so what is missing here? It's done. It's not closed actually. It's closed, and this is also closed. So very simple meta data extension file. Just add okay, done. So I didn't add any title over here or no header information. It's fine. Let's see how it comes now. So step 1, interface view. Step 2, consumption view. Step 3, metadata extension is done. So next we're going to create behavior definition and behavior implementation. So the behavior definition needs to be created on interface view as well as your consumption view. So for both views, you have to create the behavior definitions. So I'm going to create, right click, new, behavior definition. Next. And just here it's just going to create your descriptions. It will take the name as it is, so I have to give only the descriptions here. Behavior definition for view, okay, and this is for interface view. And here find the root entity. So this is the root entity. This is what I'm saying. Root entity is important. If there is a no root entity in your interface or consumption view, it's not going to be added here. So it's nothing but ZGI This is my interface view. Just create first behavior definition for your interface view. Next, finish. Okay. So currently, don't worry about these areas. We'll try to understand a little bit later. And this is the class. It's actually it's not created yet. It's just assigned a name. We have to create it. Okay, but we have an option. We can give a request. The system also it creates its own, because once the system creates it, actually added all the default parameters and design and everything. So better um, don't create this class manually. Just there is an option. I will show you. Okay. And here what I have to do is you have to map with the mapping between your CDS view fields and your database view fields over here. So for that, I'm going to do mapping for what is the table here is EKKO. So that what here it is, right? Persistent table is EKKO. And the same thing for your custom table also. And left hand side, what are the fields we have? I didn't have any allies, so I'm going to use the same name. If there isn't any allies, so make sure you are passing the correct one. So left hand side is your view name and right hand side is your table field names. So mapping for EBLN equals EBLN, and this one is BSTYP, semicolon is missing, and okay, one more is missing. Yes, oops, sorry. Okay. So here it should be an open parenthesis and the close one. Okay. So it's done. Save it. And now, okay, let me activate it first. It's activated. Actually, this class is not required now because we are not going to have anything extra. By default, we will get these informations: create, update, and delete. And if you want to add anything else, I want validation, I want to have some automatically or dynamically create some value for my field. Those informations are going to be added in your behavior definition file. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this one, and there is an option called, it is loading here, create behavior implementation class. Yes, just double click, it will create. So project, package, the name, it's automatically determined. So go to next, transport, finish, and your behavior implementation class is good. It's got created, and this is a place where you can write your MPL. Okay, sorry, entity, EML, so entity manipulation language. So now I'm not going to do anything here, just activate it. Okay, now come back. So behavioral definition for interface view is ready. Now I need to create one more behavioral definition for my consumption view. Definition. Next. CGI. Behavior. Oh, sorry. Behavior definition for consumption view. And browse it. Here I'm going to write CGI consumption. Yes. View. Next. Transport. Finish. Okay. It's done. So I'm not going to use anything. So here, a quick reference, you have an option to make use of which one you want to implement. So here, for example, I'm implementing 10 actions or 10 different business scenarios, but I want to project in the consumption view, I want only 7. Yes, you have an option to use only 7, not all the 10 in your consumption behavioral definition. So you have an option to just play around with the business needs. Okay. So here what I can do, why it's came here. Okay. Yeah, and activate it. I'm not going to do anything in the consumption behavioral definition. Okay, it's activated. Almost we are done. So now what I want to do is I want to create a service definition. So go here, new, the repository. And behavioral implementation is currently I didn't do it because I don't have any other option. I'm going to use all the default one, create, update, and delete option. So that's why I didn't have anything in the custom code, anything in my behavior implementation. So here I'm going to create service definition. Next. So what is the name on it? CGI SDPO, service definition PO. Service definition PO. Okay, and click next. Next. Okay, so this is the one. It's fine. Finish. So here the service definition is for your consumption. CGI C save it and activate it. Okay, so expose. I'm going to expose my consumption view. CGA consumption view. So my service is done, and now I'm going to create the final step, new repository, service binding. So it's equivalent to ACGW. Next, name CGI service binding, service binding PO. Okay. So here you have an option to select which type of binding you have to make it. So it depends on your version, the place where you're working, you have to select it. OData V2, V2 WebI, V4 UI, V4 WebI, or SQL Web API. So now I go with the first, means the OData V2 version, and service definition. Just browse it. It's recently created. CGI service definition PO, and click OK. Next, transport, finish. So we are in the final place. So now what I do is you have to activate it. Once you activate, automatically your service versions are getting generated here. Okay. So there is a information to enable the publish option. Now currently it's disabled. You have to activate your service binding. Okay, let me activate it. Okay, and you can click publish or you can click this option also. So it depends on your system. It may take few seconds or minute. Okay, not more than that. Okay, it is done. So entity set and association. Suppose based on your design, if you have multiple entity set, it will going to be display here. Okay, you can list it here. Then you can select and just execute or preview whichever you want to see what is the output on it. Just click preview, and I have an issue here. So this is not going to work in Internet Explorer. So I'm going to change. So go to Chrome, enter, paste. Okay. Yeah. So whatever I have added there, PO type, PO number, and purchasing document. So if you see what are the fields we have added, so we have added three: purchasing document type, PO type, and PO number. So if you want, you can just change which one you want to first. Okay. So I want the PO number to be first. Okay. So currently there is no data because I didn't just check the execute button. Okay. Here it's nothing but go button. Just click go. It will take, because we don't have any where condition or no inputs involved. Just I want to get the data and display in the output. So now we didn't write any code for go or search. So everything will just take care based on our annotations. So here purchasing documents, suppose I'm saying CTOM, enter, it just get only those informations. Okay. And if you say not equal, so go here, and I want document PO type which is not equal to F. Just click OK and click go. So now you'll get all the things from which is not equal to if the based on your search condition. So these are pretty simple, and if you are just new to this Fiori elements or new to this RAP, just play around at least this level and make sure what are the files you have to create to get this output. And quietly we'll see about what is create, delete, and how the codes are getting written over there. So those informations we can see one by one. Okay. Hope this might be a good start to understand about the RAP and the steps to be followed to create a simple scenario with help of CDS or data, and we didn't do any implementation, so we'll do it slowly. Hope this might be useful. Just play around, and if you have any doubt, please let me know, and see you in the next video. Bye.